Hello everybody, thank you for joining me for today's video. My name is David. This channel is Demar's Coaching, and this video was inspired by one of you guys. I have a weekly question and answer video. I don't know if that will continue, but I got a question, a comment, a request from one of you guys, Isaac Santana. He says, I'm quite uncomfortable with the relationship that I participated in. He went on to describe a toxic relationship with someone he believes that has borderline personality disorder. He said, I'd love to see a follow-up video comparing, contrasting healthy romantic relationships versus parentification codependent relationships so that I can start going towards loving someone healthy and autonomously in the future. I sent my therapist your video. So I have done this. I do this a lot. If you go look at my playlist, Healing CPTSD, it's not just from healing from trauma. It's what we're neglected of, learning how to have healthy relationships so we aren't traumatized anymore. So I have dove into this many different videos and different perspectives and different reasons. So I'm going to just do that. I'm going to go over just kind of some things about healthy relationships, unhealthy relationships, and show hopefully some of the places where maybe you guys have gone wrong in your relationships, okay? So I'm going to just compare healthy, unhealthy. And, you know, we all react differently, okay, to trauma, neglect, or abuse that we may have endured as children, okay? A lot of you guys are curious how people with these disorders are raised, how they're developed. And to be honest, it's not that much different maybe than how we as victims of them have been raised. So when I say healthy, unhealthy, the unhealthy can go for victims, narcissists, borderlines, you know, people like us that were neglected growing up. Didn't get what we needed, okay? That's the unhealthy. And I'm going to show kind of what happens in these relationships, how it develops, okay? So development, this is right where it starts. As you guys know, you watch my videos, you know that I totally know that this stuff comes from our childhood. It does. For those of you that argue, most likely you just don't see it. If we're not given something we needed, if there's something we didn't get through childhood, it's real easy to not know that. Right? We aren't in other people's homes. We don't have other families. It's just too difficult to say, hey, Johnny, you get this? And Johnny goes, yeah, do you? No, I don't. Especially when it's emotional. You can't see it. You can't feel it. You can't touch it. Well, I guess you can feel it inside. But like emotional abuse, there's no scars. There's no blood. There's no bruises. Most children aren't aware of this. It takes till we grow up and start to understand, oh, shoot, I have some problems. I've got relationship problems, big time. Oh, something I need to finally fix. That's when it causes problems. Our relationships we had in the beginning of our childhood causes problems in adulthood when we start having relationships again. And it may not be much of a problem in our early 20s, late 20s. Maybe the relationships aren't bad enough to go get help or seek answers. So in the beginning of development, it starts with the parents, okay? If we're neglected, it's pretty simple, okay? If we're neglected, and I'm not talking physical needs, that's just a parent. If your parents don't feed you or clothe you and give you water and stuff, I mean, pretty parent. But emotional needs, which are the most important thing in our life. If we're neglected in our childhood, it means our parents were too. Okay, our parents didn't get everything they needed and wanted and just decided not to share that with us, that they have the knowledge, the ability, they know what they're doing. They just say, no, I don't want to. No. Parents that were given everything that they needed tend to give the children everything they need. We tend to raise children much like we were raised, hopefully just a little better. That's just the typical way that it works. So our parents have a void. Our parents didn't get enough love, not enough attention, didn't get their emotional needs met. And you could say not enough attention or love. This creates a void in the parent. The attention, instead of the parent's undivided attention to the child, emotionally, on their body and what it's doing, their attention is placed on the void of the parent. This comes out when parents are fighting, arguing, violence, working all the time, addictions, stuff like this, okay? There's a void that they didn't heal from. Unfortunately, we can have children at a very young age. Too bad we can't have children until we're at least 25 or something. Then maybe give us a few years to figure out our own issues before we raise children, but that's not the way the world works. So the healthy child has healthy parents. The parents had their needs met. They know how to meet the child's needs. If our emotional needs are met very well, we most often are very good at communicating. People that are socially inept, bad at communicating, speech impairment, stuff like this, were neglected. Not enough emotional conversation. That's simple. So the healthy child has their needs met. The parents are totally healthy, and the child doesn't need to look at the parent, doesn't need to know what's wrong with the parent, doesn't need to comfort the parent, doesn't need to jump through hoops to make them happy or get attention or love. They get everything they need unconditionally all the time. It's emotional. You could use physical. It's like not feeding your child because they did something bad. They got a bad grade, right? We don't do that. We can punish a child and we can still feed them, but they're in trouble, right? They have a punishment, but here's your food and your oxygen and your water. Same with emotional needs. We make the child still feel secure. We don't need to raise our voice and threaten the child. We don't need to lose our shit and lose our minds and, oh my God, that's conditional love. My parents don't love me right now. So healthy parents means healthy child. It means that the child is focusing on them and their body during development along with the parents, okay? Then there's moral values. Healthy people tend to have pretty good moral values, and healthy people tend to exhibit these moral values. They become principled in their daily life, and it's almost impossible for the child not to pick these up, right? But if you have parents that cheat or lie or steal or are disrespectful to each other or to you, to other people, not very agreeable, not very accepting, judgmental, these kinds of things, there's the child's moral values, yeah, a little loose. The healthy child grew up with importance placed on how they feel, not what they do. Son, you don't have to get straight A's. Let's learn the material. Did you enjoy it? How's it feel to you? Are you interested in that topic? Yes, no? Instead of, you have to get A's. All that matters is A's. Oh, you got a D, you got a C, you're in trouble. You're stupid. We can talk to children about bad grades, about failures, about bad behavior. We don't have to threaten them and yell at them, raise our voices, judge them, criticize them. The unhealthy child, their importance was placed on what they do, not how they feel. Just a basis, right? Can't make this video an hour and a half long. As these children enter adulthood, as we enter adulthood, the healthy child had their needs met unconditionally. And when they feel like it, they decide to leave on their own. They decide to go for a job. They decide to go move out with a friend. They decide to go off to college. It's their choice, their decision, no pressure. It's just, we meet your needs all the time until you're just sick of it and you're ready to do it yourself. And the parents say, yeah, go for it. Don't turn around. Don't look back. We're fine. They encourage that because children, don't have much confidence. So they don't have much courage to try new things. The parents encourage them, give them some courage. Well, the unhealthy child is lacking skills, lacking communication skills. They're lacking confidence, esteem, and worth. By giving a child everything they need unconditionally, they can't help but feel that they're worthy of these things. Okay? By the parents not comparing the child to other children and just saying, what you do is great, they have high self-esteem. But the child who is compared to other children has low self-esteem. Why do you get bad grades? Your friend Johnny gets good grades. Everybody else gets good grades. You're below average. You're bad. You're stupid, ugly. The healthy child becomes independent. They learn by the parents meeting their needs. They begin to learn how that's done, and they expect it and want it and realize, I need it. It's a need. I'll only be in relationships where my needs met, and I understand how it's done. My parents did it for me for 18 years. They become independent. Being independent, I mean, you can just imagine what that can do for a child. You aren't dependent on anything. You can go, leave, try new things, do what you want. Whereas the unhealthy child is raised in dependency. You see, a child that has to concentrate and worry and focus on mom and dad and finances and their job and emotions and things like this and how angry they are, they can't be independent. They can't just focus on themselves. We have to focus on ourselves first, become adults, then we can focus on other people and meet other people's needs. But it's real hard as children. We need to have our needs met first. The dependent child is looking for somebody to help them, to give them the love that they didn't get. So remember the parent who doesn't get the attention and love that they need has a void? They raise a child that doesn't give them enough attention and love that they need, so the child now has a void. This child does not know how to fill the void because the child doesn't love themselves. The parents gave them all kinds of reasons why they're not good enough, why not to love themselves. The parents didn't show them enough love so that all three, the mom, the dad, and the child, aren't loving the child. The child goes into the world with a void and is looking for someone else to fill this void. It's not just needs and wants and feel good. Part of this is lacking the courage to try things. I can't do that by myself. I need someone else to help me, to support me, to be there for me. What if I fail? My parents taught me failing isn't okay. The healthy child, remember, they fail. It's okay. It's okay. We forgive it. Whatever. Let's try again. The unhealthy child, you better not fail. Mistakes aren't even okay. You made a mistake. That was really bad. Instead of encouraging, unhealthy parents may discourage the child. Narcissistic parenting, I've said many times, you do what we want, good boy, good girl. You try to go do something for yourself, like start dating somebody, leave the house, live with somebody, get a job, go to school, stop giving us attention. You're so selfish. It's so wrong of you. Parents that are fully supportive raise an independent child plus support. A child who is independent also has a support team behind them. It's okay to try and fail. Starting new relationships now. Okay? This is it. Morals have to match. This is key number one. You want a healthy relationship with somebody, I don't care if it's a friend, the family you choose, whatever it is. A relationship to function, to be loving, to grow, to have meaning, to have purpose. Moral values have to match. Period. They have to match. You can't imagine how stressful a relationship would be if you value honesty and your partner lies. Good luck. Total sabotage. And I'm not judging, right? Dishonest person, go find another dishonest person. Honest person, find an honest person. These two will never work. And you can do that with integrity. You can do that with acceptance. You can do that with loyalty and respect and self-respect and all the others. They have to match. Fortunately, even though you guys saying that's impossible, no one can value all those things. Well, you do, don't you? You just aren't showing it. Your experiences say that people don't because those are experiences that you've had. Majority of people value these morals that I just listed off. If we allow someone into our life, we are compromising our morals. I have to pick them up. They're no longer principled. Move them out of the way. Well, David, I didn't know. I didn't know that they were dishonest. I didn't catch them lying for a year and a half. So the healthy beginnings of relationships, people that are healthy and start relationships, they wait to find out if their morals match. Remember, they're independent. They don't have to rush into things. The parents never did that to them, never rushed them, and so that feels uncomfortable, someone trying to do that. The unhealthy, that's your toxic narcissist, sociopath, borderline, victims, CPTSD, us, we're dependent. We need people to fill that void. And so do narcissists, so do borderlines. We're all together on this one here. May not like that, but we are. We rush in. We're dependent. We need it. Don't feel good alone by myself. No direction, maybe. Don't know what I'm doing. I mean, that's the plan. Meet someone. Yeah. Fall in love. So that's what happiness is. The unhealthy person, remember, was raised by all that matters is what you do, not how you feel. So to feel happy, it's about what I do. Education, career, family. See that? The healthy parents didn't tell them, hey, the only thing that makes you happy is to have children and family, and you better go to school, and you better have a good career, make lots of money. No, just whatever feels good. Whatever you want. Go try this, go try that. Did you like this? Do you not like that? Now you're finding out who you are, instead of living a life that was expected of you, already predetermined. So the healthy person takes their time and doesn't attach fast. The unhealthy person doesn't take their time and attaches real fast. Some of us more than others. The narcissist may try to get you to attach immediately. And we're a little hesitant, but we do it. Because we had such a good date tonight. Let's go out tomorrow night. Hey, that first date last night was so good. Good morning. Can't wait to see you again. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Your place or mine for the second date. Your place? Awesome. Oh, you have kids? I can't wait to meet them. Let's have sex. Let's start talking about a future. Oh, man. So now unhealthy people just attach to whoever, strangers, don't know who they are, don't know that they're sick, mentally ill, don't know that they beat people, don't know that they're dangerous, don't know that they can't communicate, don't know that they're dishonest, that they have no integrity, that they're disrespectful, because in the beginning they were so good. Yeah, it's called the honeymoon phase. Look, people aren't walking around society saying, I beat people, but there are people walking around society that beat people, right? But they smile and they're nice and they're polite. That's called society. It's sociology. You're screwed if you don't. They're taught that much, at least. Communication lacking. When look, in a relationship, right, they say most important is communication. It's so true. But along with that communication, you have to have self-awareness. If the reason you're communicating to somebody is first to have your needs met. Stay safe, have your needs met, feel good. But if I don't know what my needs are, how are you going to communicate that? You guys don't know what your needs are. Trust me, I know. I ask you. You guys give me feelings. You give me morals. You tell me that the only need you have is love. How is love a need? Don't we feel love? Say it's a feeling. You guys don't even know your needs. The most important thing in the world. Actually, it's all that really matters, because without it, we don't even want to live. A lot of you guys that have not wanted to live in your life, it's because your needs aren't met. That's why. The unhealthy person, lacking communication, lacking self-awareness. Doomed. Doomed. If I don't know how something you do makes me feel, if I don't know what my needs are, if I don't know what I want, the healthy person knows these things. They had their needs met. They got to sit and figure out what they want, not told. They're very aware of how they feel because they always felt good and the parents asked them. Instead of, you always feel bad, and if you try to say anything about it, you're ashamed. You're silenced. Big difference. The healthy child has healthy past experiences. That's some confidence to try new relationships, not scared. You and I have had horrible experiences. That's where your fears come from. You're going to get hurt. They're going to judge you. You aren't good enough. They're going to leave you. They won't be there for you. They'll betray you. Those are your experiences you've had. If you're thinking that, if you're afraid of that. The unhealthy person enters the world and relationships with fear and dependency, doesn't know themselves, and can't talk. That's pretty sad. I mean, that's us, guys. That's our problem. I understand we met people that abused us, but that's our problem. Not the abuse. That was their fault, but it's our problem. Okay? And then the healthy child gets encouragement from the parents and support, and the unhealthy child has fear, lacking courage, dependency, no support. Just screwed. Okay, relationships. In the relationships, healthy, unhealthy. Healthy, okay, needs met, no stress, comfortable. Biggest source of stress and comfort are relationships. It's why we have relationships. It's why we're here. From each other. It's autonomy. An emotional need of yours. You may not know that. Autonomy. Self. The healthy child has an idea of kind of what they want in life. The unhealthy child, not so sure. May not be realistic. They may not feel like they can do that. The unhealthy child had needs neglected, and our relationships are unbalanced. They're lopsided. Whether you're a narcissist and you do not give anything to anybody else because you're too afraid to be hurt, and you're entitled and you're grandiose, or you're the child who didn't receive what they needed and you gave your parents plenty of attention. You're parentified. The healthy child is autonomous. The unhealthy child is dependent. Lacking boundaries, lacking autonomy, lacking responsibility. They want enmeshment right away. Here's the healthy, here's the unhealthy. The unhealthy person has a void, remember? Kind of like that. Huh? How's a void? I need this filled. I'm looking for someone to fill that. That's their goal. That's what they want. That's it. The healthy child, the autonomous child, wants to share the life with someone else. And they're going to have different wants and different needs and different feelings. And they like that. The unhealthy, if we even knew what we wanted, that changes right away. How we feel changes, what we need, what we think we need changes, and what we want in the future changes, doesn't it? Besides losing relationships with other people, we lose our goals, we lose our self-interests. It becomes all about the other person. So, ending a relationship. I'm just going to go over this real quick, then I'm going to go back. So I go through the whole thing. Ending relationships. Healthy person. If they have problems, the healthy couple, they fix them. If they can't fix them, they end the relationship with closure, honesty, respect. The unhealthy couple has problems, never fix them. An unhealthy child is like a drug addict looking for another partner to do drugs with. It's kind of like that. And I'm not going to I can't fix my problems, you can't fix yours, but together we're okay. And so I'm not going to make you fix your problems. You don't make me fix my problems, and there's no responsibility. And there has to be accountability lacking. The unhealthy relationship, they have problems, they don't fix them, it causes stress, it can start causing trauma, or it has been trauma. And if they break up, they just get back together. This causes the addiction and dependency, makes it even worse. Besides lowering our self-esteem or self-worth. So, a healthy person and their self has needs met. They are aware of their feelings. They know what they value and they implement them. They know what their opinion is. And then that, because they know themselves so well, they know what they want. They know where they're going. They know what they're doing and why. They have a purpose, meaning. That's their emotional needs. The unhealthy person, us, doesn't know what we need, but we meet the other person's needs. We're the good boy, good girl. What do you want? What do you need? Oh, you're upset, we make you feel better? That's our role. We make the other person feel good. We compromise our values, if they're even very strong. Our opinion is not heard, not expressed, not validated. We're either too agreeable or not agreeable enough. Our future is changed. We make immediate fake future plans with a stranger we don't know. We don't know ourselves. And we commit immediately and invest instead of date and get to know each other. The healthy person, I'm talking about help. Now, this is a word, guys, to be very cautious of when people are using that word. I just like to help people. I'm just trying to help you. I thought I was helping them. I just wanted to help them. Okay, us, we'll say good unhealthy person, we do want to help. We had to help our parents. That's our role. We identify with unhealthy. We don't want to, or we can't, don't know how to fix our own problems, so we'll fix their problems. And then maybe they'll fix ours. A healthy person, if they want to live, if they want to help somebody, you can listen. Give them a ride, something to drink, advice, some compassion, sympathy. And you guys are like, that's it? Yeah, that's it. Because if they're independent, they don't need anything more. If they do, they go get it. They go get the help they need. Unhealthy, they will consume our time. They will take away our attention from ourselves. And what we mean by we want to help someone is we're not accepting who they are and we want to change them. We want them to be that idealized version we thought they were when we met them. We start to see that they're not. And then we start to see the relationship fall apart. And then we want to help them. It's mental illness. You can't. You can't. Much like people don't understand you. Can't really help you that much in your life, in your world, your family and friends. Because it's a mental illness. You can't. Even if you just have CPTSD. Not much your friend can do for you on that. There's even a lot of doctors that can't do much for you, don't know how. A partnership starts with a healthy self. They have goals, they have a plan, they know what they want, they know themselves. They're open, honest, and vulnerable. They commit and they invest. They're not scared. They're responsible, they're capable, they're agreeable, and they're accountable. All things that require self-awareness self-acceptance, self-love. And the most important part, they love their self. I do now. I love myself now. I have good, healthy relationships with other healthy people that love me and love their self. That's it, guys. We're all capable of this. If you're not here, get some help. That's it. Talk. Okay? Lot that I didn't cover. Like I said, I don't want to make this a huge video. I've talked about so much before. I'm not going to go over every detail. That have been too extensive. Let me know what you guys think, though, and ask questions. And please add your guys' comments, and the experiences that you share are always the best. Yeah. And love yourself first, guys, so that you can have these healthy, loving relationships. It's where it starts, right here. You have to know who you are and love that person unconditionally, regardless. Thanks, guys. We'll see you later. Bye.